right, give it a shot.
Look at that. He wasn't even nervous.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Focus Video Productions. We're here tonight in the lower floor of the lodge, also known, I guess, as the lounge, but this is where the Billiards Club meets every Thursday night, and I'm pleased to have with me the president of the Billiards Club, Lennie Sherman. Lennie, welcome to Focus.
Thank you very much.
So I'll start out with a hard question, Lennie. Like, how long have you been playing this game?
Oh, I've been playing this game since I was 12 years old.
Starting to get good at it?
I was good at one time,
Okay.
but I kind of went downhill fast.
And how long have you been with the Billiards Club?
I've been with the Billiards Club. Actually, when I first came to look at places to live at, we came to Heritage Village, and one of the main reasons why we came to live here was because of the Billiards Club.
Now, was the lodge like we see it today, or this was before the lodge got renovated?
Exactly the way you see it is. I'm only here like 3.5, 4 years
Oh,
now.
okay, very good.
So I'm fairly new. And we have 2 tables in the lodge, and we have one table right across the street in Fireside.
Oh, really?
And all of them, all 3 tables, are professional sized tables. And I've been to a number of pool halls around here. And I can tell you for a fact that these pool tables that we have here, these 3 pool tables, are better than any of the pool tables I shot in, either the Seniors Club in Derby, or I forget where, another Seniors Club, Seymour, and some of the regular pool halls that you pay money to go into. These pool tables are better than any of those.
And people seem to respect them. They take care of them. You know, I always see them covered up during the day.
They're covered up. Once we finish shooting, we always put a cover on the table. And cover is an expensive cover. It's to keep the tables clean. We don't like any drinks put on the table. We don't like coats put on the table, sitting on the table. We like the table. We like to have people treat the tables like they were their own.
Very good. So was the Billiards Club in existence when you got here? And
It was in existence, yes it was.
any idea how long it's been in the village?
I think Chris could answer that. Chris? Yeah, we have...
So it almost sounds, because that's about the time this was renovated. You know, went from the men's lodge or the men's club.
That's right, I
this.
wasn't part of the men's lodge.
And so the Billiards Club, I guess, came in at about that same time.
Yeah, and we now have both women and men, which you could see, shooting pool. And we would love to get more people down here to shoot pool.
So do you help people learn how to play pool? Do you provide, if
yeah,
somebody's never done it before, they might be
absolutely.
intimidated.
My telephone number, I'm going to give this out,
Okay.
is 203-804-5861. And any new player who wants to learn how to shoot pool, I will definitely be happy to set up an appointment, either me or one of the other top players here. I'm not really a top player, but there are top players here. They will be more than happy to show the basics, get new players started off.
Or I guess if they've played before, they're more than welcome to come here on a Thursday?
Yeah, we have, right now what you see is the players who come here, usually on Tuesday and Thursday nights.
Okay.
Usually the same players show up. Occasionally we get a couple of new players coming in. But the billiard room is really open to anybody. You could come down anytime you want. I come down during the week in the daytime just to practice.
Okay.
And it's usually empty.
All right.
Everybody always gets to play on Tuesdays and Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter who comes down, they get to play.
Yeah, everybody who comes down gets to play.
Okay. And are there dues or any requirement?
No.
Just show up.
No, just show up. I know my son, who lives in California, is a professional pool instructor.
Really?
He's already been on some TV, not the shows, but training some of the actors to shoot pool. And
you trained him.
I wish I did. He's a lot better than I am. But we have players that are up to par with my son.
Oh, okay.
I've got one player right here who is Tom Meyer, definitely is. Chris is.
Okay.
And so we got players. We got players anywhere going from the really good to just starting out, who've been playing for a year or two, but keep on improving every time they come here.
So just if you can simply say, what's the difference between billiards and pool?
Billiards is played with 3 balls. And you play that, you play 1 ball, which is your ball, then you have a red ball, and you have another white ball. One white ball has a spot on it, so you know the difference. And you got to hit 3 cushions with your ball, and then hit the other 2 balls. That's billiards.
And do you play that here? Or?
We don't play that here, unfortunately, because it's a really good game.
Okay.
What we play here mostly, what you see behind me, is typical pool. We play 10 ball, which is 10 ball has to be put in the pocket last.
Oh, okay. I used to call that 8 ball.
Oh, 8 ball. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
I thought maybe it was a different game, but
Yeah.
But the same idea of stripes and solids. And
Yeah,
that's
stripes
the
and solids.
basic
and
game here.
whoever sinks the first ball off the break gets to shoot again.
Okay.
And if they sink a solid, they have solid, and the next team up got to shoot for the stripe.
So just to go back to one point you made, the pool tables are available for everybody anytime.
Anytime.
If they want to just come down and practice on their own or play on their own.
Exactly.
And just that on Tuesday and Thursdays, so evenings, it's a little more organized to, I guess, set up teams to play against each other.
Yeah, that's what we usually do.
Because the idea is everybody should get to play.
Everybody gets to play. And Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, we have the better pool players coming in. And that's where you get the more competition. It's competition, but it's friendly competition.
Okay. So for you, there's been a long-term attraction about pool. What do you find about it that you find it so engaging that you keep coming back? Is it relaxing? It's the competition?
The thing that's good about pool is it's not a strenuous activity.
Okay.
And it's not like pickleball. I'm afraid to play pickleball. I'm 80 years old, and I'm afraid I'm going to fall. With pool, it's
Don't
no
fall.
problem. You sink a ball.
But you've been playing pool for, 68 years?
Yeah, I've been playing
so-
pool a long time.
Yeah, and there was something about it that caught your imagination and kept you engaged
Well,
with it.
It was the pool room I went to. I came from the Bronx. I lived in New York most of my childhood. And the pool room I started to go to was on University Avenue, which was right next to McCoon's Junior High School, which I went to. So needless to say, I shot pool a lot in that pool room.
Okay.
And a lot of my friends were there. And
Right.
that's
So it was
where
pretty
my
social. It was a real social activity.
Yeah, it was a social activity, and a lot of my friends shot pool there also.
All right. Well, and you're still shooting pool with friends.
Still shooting pool. These people here are like my best friends in the village.
All right.
You know, I'm with them all the time, every Tuesday and Thursday. We have parties sometimes down here.
Very good.
So it's more social than really competitive. And if it is competitive, it's a friendly type of
Yep,
competition.
I see that. All right.
And come here. Yeah, Chris is a really good player, and I'm sure I've seen Chris teaching people how to shoot pool down here.
What I think Chris was trying to say off camera was, it's really good to keep practicing your hand-eye coordination. And so playing pool keeps up that facility so that it doesn't leave you. So you keep practicing that, and
Yeah,
helps you.
And also, anybody could shoot pool. I don't care what kind of handicap you got. I've been in some tournaments in my better days where I've actually seen, I was actually in competition against one-handed players, people in wheelchairs, people in crutches. So anybody could shoot pool. There's just no excuse. I got a handicap myself, and I shoot pool.
Well, keep shooting. So thank you very much for spending some time. Encourage everybody to come down, see what goes on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, or as we said, come down and just use the pool tables. They're here for us. Let's make use of them. Well, welcome back. Again, I'm Ed Edelson, and we decided to do a little bit more interviewing of people here at the club, at the lodge, and I'm joined by Laurie Wrabel, who has been a member of this club. I realize it's not a formal club.
No.
We're just a group of people who get together. I was
Yes.
schooled on that afterwards last time. So I don't know if you really have a president per se, but just a good group of people who come down and make use of this great equipment that we've got here. And Laurie has been here from the beginning. And maybe, Laurie, tell us a little bit of how you first came to know about pool here at the Heritage Village and started playing.
Okay. There was a gentleman by the name of Matt, I've forgotten his last name.
That's good enough.
Have his name on a list at home, but anyway, he started the club. And he just advertised it and said it was open to men and women. And he wanted...
And this was after the lodge was redone.
Yeah, right after the lodge was reopened.
Okay.
And, when he advertised it, and the first at the beginning, there were about 40 or 45 people who responded that were here, actually. And it was really kind of fun because there were people of all different, levels of
capability.
I was at the very bottom, and have not progressed very far since then. But
That's not what I've heard.
but and the more proficient players helped us, and mentored us. And
So you'd never played pool before?
not really. I mean, a couple times.
Okay.
Friends.
I mean, I have to admit there was a little bit of sort of male chauvinism when I asked to speak to Lennie. I didn't even think about the idea that there would be so many women here, and it wasn't until after we finished taping that Chris Finnick pointed out, there's some interesting stories about the women, and he was absolutely right. So thank you again for taking some time. But you mentioned almost 45 people. Was it 50-50? I know it's half women,
there were
half
some
men?
couples, and I would say, there were probably more men. It might have been, like 2/3 men and 1/3 women or something like that. But, and not everybody was here at the same time. But everybody got to play. I mean, both tables had more than enough people to play, and we just made sure that everybody got their turns, and it really worked out well.
And if I understand, I mean, the men here really made an effort to say everybody gets to play.
Yeah.
There was no idea that, well, men play pool, women don't play pool. Men play pool, women watch. That was never that feel.
No.
So women have always felt very welcome here.
Yes, absolutely. At least I have. I don't know.
I'm sorry?
At least I have.
Okay.
Felt.
You speak for yourself. Okay. Very good.
Yes.
But let's be honest here. You probably have progressed over.
Yeah, I am better than I was when I started.
Okay.
But I'm not up there yet.
Okay. But there's something about it, about coming here that you like. Is it just because it's social, or because you like the skill, or practicing a skill? And
It's both. I mean, it's an interesting game to play, and it requires a lot of skill and a lot of concentration too, And I was good at geometry. The geometry seems
okay, that's it.
is helpful. But it's a great bunch of people to have to play with too.
Well, what would you say to women who think of this as a man's game and think that it wouldn't be that much fun to come and play? What could you tell them to kind of get over that bridge or that hump?
Well, just that it's not an issue, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what else you can say, really.
Right.
Just come and show up, and you feel like. I mean, you're not going to feel, marginalized because you're.
Okay.
You're going to be accepted. So.
Very good. Have you met people from this that you've become friendly with?
Yeah. Some of them are here tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And so you plan on keep on playing for?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good game that way, that it doesn't have, even though you're using your sight, your eye-hand coordination, it's not stressful.
No.
Like pickleball, where you're running around.
No.
Haven't been any injuries here that you can remember?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nobody's willing to admit to it.
Maybe some pride when you really miss the 8-ball or something
Okay,
like that.
well, no, I was thinking more like knees, joints.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. Yeah.
Nobody poked an eye out that you know of.
Nope, and no battles, no going after each other with the pool cues.
Right. So, I mean, on the one hand, it is competitive, but it's not in the kind
it's a,
of mean-spirited competitiveness.
No, because you're usually playing against yourself. I mean, you're playing against another team, but it's solely on you to make that shot.
Right. Although I think I heard Lennie say that people help each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of lining things up. And
absolutely.
Say, you should try for this. No, try for
Yeah,
that.
well, some of the guys, they make the most amazing shots. I have to have a clear view of the hole, of the pocket rather, and they can, just kind of. I don't know how they do it, but they manage to.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you'd like to share?
I don't think so. It's a great way to spend an evening, 2 nights a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And starting at 6 and going to 8?
Yeah, well, we start we start usually around 7.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and usually 9 or so.
Okay, 7 to 9.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Nice
Okay.
to talk to you. And,
Yeah. Thanks
as we said last time, keep shooting pool, right?
Yeah.
Or come
exactly.
shoot pool. Come
Exactly.
shoot. There you go.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you for watching, and please come down on a Tuesday or a Thursday and see what it's all about.
Come shoot pool.
All right. Whenever you're ready.